What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Ki Simone AKA Ki, and I am back with another video. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you back, what's up? Y'all already know what it is. So as you can tell, I'm gonna do another makeup video. Make sure you like this video, comment down below what you want to see next, subscribe to my channel, and turn your post notification on so you can be notified when I post another video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the main purpose of this video is for beginners to learn how to do eyeshadow. Of course, it's just going to be something simple, but I'm going to teach you, so watch. So first I start off with my eyebrow like I usually do. Just draw the line at the bottom, then the top, and you fill it in if you want to. If your eyebrow is thick enough, I wouldn't recommend you filling them in because they're thick. So I fill mine in a little bit because I started using a pencil. Usually I use the dip. I'm probably going to go back to the dip because I don't like pencil like that. But either way, it's fine. So right here you see me applying the eyeshadow primer. I used to use regular concealer, just the lightest shade. Of course that works too, but I feel like the eyeshadow primer works better simply because it makes the eyeshadow come on more smoother and more even. I mean, it depends on how you work with the regular concealer. That can also make it do that, but I feel like this one just make the colors pop more and it make everything just looks more better. So basically you just apply that just like you apply regular concealer and just even it out so your so your eyeshadow won't be just blotches everywhere. So now all I'm doing is taking my regular concealer, my regular Fun Color concealer in LA Color Girls. Just taking that and basically going right directly under the eyebrow, simply because if you do it with this color, with this type of primer, eyeshadow primer, of course it's lighter. So if you put your not your foundation, but your eyeshadow shades on there, yes, you can do all the blending that you want, but at the same time, it'll still have that real light line under your eyebrow, and that's not what you want. So I just took a little bit of concealer, regular concealer, and placed it under my eyebrow. Since that's really the blending shade part right there anyways, you're really not putting eyeshadow that far up. So that's what I do. You can do it if you want to. Doesn't matter.
Ryan Little.
So now I'm just taking my Real Techniques brush and I'm just basically evening everything out. Make sure you pat it, not rub it, because if you rub it, of course it won't be even. It'll have like streaks in it or something. So, and yes, I did rub my eyebrow simply because it's certain ways that you put on concealer. Sometimes if you put it enough on, if you put enough on and not too much, it'll come on just good. But on that part, I put on a little too much, and it had the extra line of concealer. So, of course, you wanted to rub that, but pat it. Don't rub it. So, like I said earlier in the video, we're just doing a natural shade, natural soft beat. So, I went in with my Millennium color and my Beats by Dips, the Buff palette. So, since I'm using just one color, you use a bigger brush, simply because if you use 3 colors, which people normally use if they're building a color, they use smallest to biggest. So on the inner corner, on the inner color, the first color that you usually use the smallest brush, then you go up, then you go up. So since I'm using just that one color, of course I use the bigger brush. And basically you just want to get the middle, the centerpiece of your eye with the eyeshadow, and then you're going to go up as you blend it. Now that the color is on both eyes, you basically just go up and blend it exactly how I'm doing it. You mainly want to go up farther in the inner corner, in the front of your eye, other than the back, simply because it looks better to me. You don't want your whole eye covered in eyeshadow. It'll look weird, of course. You want everything to be smooth and blended. So just apply it just like this and you're good. Okay, so now that my eyes are blended out perfectly, you see it, so that's exactly what you do once you do what you do. Anyhow, I'm adding a light pink. You don't have to do that, but I mean, if you want to, you can add whatever you want, really. But this look that I'm going for, so that's what I'm doing. So I added a light pink in the inner corner of my eye and on my waterline. And basically you just add that, but you make sure you blend it with the brown because you don't want just two colors sitting there. So basically you can put it, of course it's going to be two brushes, just a smaller brush to do the inner corner, of course. But you want to use the brown, not the brown brush, but the bigger brush that you did the brown with, and blend it. Okay, now that I'm done with my eyes, you see that I already added the waterline pink. Now I'm adding my foundation, and with the foundation you want to do like don't just put a whole lot of foundation on. You just want to do like some swatches of foundation, because that can really cover your whole face if you have full coverage foundation, which is the one I'm using right now is Fit Me, and it is actually a good full coverage foundation. But yeah, if you use a lot, I mean, it's just gonna look cakey on your face, but I just use a little bit because it really covers your whole face. So now I'm just basically blending everything in with my foundation brush. It's Real Techniques foundation brush. Yeah, I'm just basically blending everything in, and like I said, you do not have to use a lot of foundation. Use very thin layers and it'll give you full coverage. I'm just talking, y'all. Okay, now that I'm done blending in my foundation, as you can see, I'm just basically applying a lighter, well, 2 shades higher than my foundation color. I'm using LA Color Girl, well, I think it's Color Girl, LA Color Girl or LA Girl Color or something like that. I'm using their concealer. I think this one is Warm Honey, and I'm basically just using it in my highlighting areas. And of course I'm using thin layers as you do with foundation. Ryan Little. Okay, and now I'm just doing my contour areas with I think the color is Toast, but it's in the same brand, the color LA Color Girl brand or whatever, but I'm using the Toast shade. And basically you just do your contour areas, which is, mine is these that I'm doing now. I mean, there's multiple types of ways you do them, but this is the one I use. Okay, to blend it in, I'm going in with my Real Technique sponge. And you just pat it, don't rub it, just basically pat it into your skin and make sure everything is blended well. Okay, so I used a brush, a Real Techniques brush, to do my contour. That used to be my foundation brush, but I found a bigger brush, so yeah. Basically, I'm just blending that in and talking at the same time. I don't know who that was I was talking to, but I was going off. But yeah, you just make sure you blend all of that in. And right now, it doesn't really look blended, but you blend it with your foundation brush, if you get what I'm saying. Ryan Little. Ryan Little.